Welcome to English 1210. My name is Professor Laura Gabrion. I will be your instructor for this very fast-paced 8-week course entirely online. I want to walk you through the outline of this course and point out some things that will probably help you throughout the entire course, but definitely will help you in the individual weeks within the course. So let's start with course resources. This particular part of our modules will stay the same all semester. You can see that you'll be watching the welcome video, the one that I'm creating for you right now. You've got access to the course syllabus, the grading rubric for discussion forums, some assistance on citing sources, the grading criteria for all of the projects, including the drafts, the McCombs grading scheme, and the way that you can view my comments, especially those comments on your drafts. So let's start with the course syllabus. All right, we'll start at the top of it. You've got some general information about me and how to reach me, the textbook that we'll be using, some information about the fact that really, because this is an entirely online class, it's your responsibility to stay up with your work. So things like losing your Wi-Fi connection or having trouble with your tablet or your laptop are your responsibility to adjust during that particular week or day. There are plenty of places with free access to Wi-Fi, coffee shops, fast food restaurants, etc. And Macomb and all of our public libraries have computers available to the public. So again, remember that will be your responsibility. Just the classroom conduct and expected behavior, just simply staying, up to speed with the coursework, being respectful of others' opinions. And then, this is just the outcomes and objectives, the general description of the course. I'll leave a lot of that for you to read, but it lays out everything that we're going to cover over our 8 weeks. I think this is one of the more important pages of the syllabus, or a couple of pages. This explains to you what you're going to do every single week of the course. So you'll always view your weekly video. You'll read the chapters that have been assigned for that week. You'll review, and in the review section are the kinds of things that you would see in the handouts if we were in a face-to-face class. So I've posted those for you. You'll participate in the activities that have been assigned for that week. So the do is things like forums or assignments or quizzes, as you can see. So you'll notice that that's laid out for you for all 8 weeks, and that is replicated in the modules. And I'll come back to that in just a minute. We are online, so again, your participation in the class is your attendance. So if I notice that for a week you have not participated in anything, I'm going to email you and let you know that in most cases you still have time to get back on track. But there will be a point in the semester where it would be better for you to withdraw from the class if you have been consistently not participating. So to succeed in this class, the very simple thing is to turn in all of your assignments, participate in the forums, take the quizzes. That's, just very, simple. Obviously, the extraneous parts of that are to keep up with your reading and to make sure that you're, checking in with me if you have any questions. Obviously, we follow, an academic code of conduct here at Macomb. So your assignments, your quizzes, your drafts and final copies all need to be your original work. So incorrectly citing a source or using something like an AI generator of, something like ChatGPT would not be your own original work, and that would, could result in me asking you to redo the assignment or receiving a 0 on the assignment or failing the course. And depending obviously on the severity of the situation, these are the consequences. So again, our assignments are relatively, kind of a review of the types of writing modes that you did in high school. And even though it might have been a while for most of you, I think the assignments themselves are easy to do in original form. I don't think that it's a stretch for you to be able to write a narrative or a comparison contrast or an argumentative essay. All right. You can expect that any email message you send to me will be responded to within 24 hours. You can use the Canvas inbox or my Macomb email. Either way, I'm going to get it and I'm going to respond to. If you haven't received a response within 24 hours, there's a possibility that, especially if you've used my email address, you've typed something in incorrectly or copied it incorrectly. In that case, I would say, resubmit that, forward me the original email. But definitely you can expect my responses within a day. Late policy, it's important to note that you have 2 late assignments for the entire semester. The forums have their own rubric because those are meant to be interactive. And after 6 hours, really, it's your fellow students have moved on. So I'll show you that in just a minute. But 2 late assignments, they are reduced by 10% of the total points possible. And if the portfolio is turned in late, which is your last assignment for the entire semester, even if you've already had 2 assignments late, you, for some reason, are struggling to get that portfolio in, you turn it in on Sunday that week instead of Saturday, it's going to be automatically reduced by 20 points. That is a part of university or college policy in the sense that final grades are due within 3 business days of the last day of the semester. So your late portfolio impacts turning in grades on time. So again, you want to be cognizant of this. Like I said earlier, just turning in your work on time, staying with all of the assignments, that's going to be your best bet for success this semester. The grading scale, this is Macomb's grading scale. 93 to 100 is an A, etc. You can read through that. And then within the various projects of the semester, you have smaller assignments that lead to the total number of points, which are equal to the percentage. There's a total of 100 points for the semester. Despite the fact that some of your assignments might be 100 points, for example, they're weighted at 4%, so that would make them worth 4 points in the overall grade, for example. Be aware of that as you move through what's the biggest bang for your buck. If you are running behind on a particular week, it's important to keep that in mind. Here are a variety of different services that Macomb offers that can be helpful to you. I encourage you to read through those and to see whether or not you might qualify for or need these particular services. This is just, again, information about being a successful learner, and finally, my plan for interacting with you. So if you have questions after you've looked through the syllabus, don't hesitate to, reach out. Let's look at this grading rubric for discussion forums. If you want the total number of points for your discussion forums, you're going to want to stick with detailed, insightful, and well-supported posts, that you use academic language with minimal writing errors. This is a writing class, and that you make an initial post and respond to 2 other posts. I think at one point in the semester, you only need to respond to, for the peer reviews, you only need to respond to 1 other post, but you'll follow the directions. And you can see that once you're 6 hours late, you get minimal points because really at that point, your fellow classmates have moved on to a new week, a new set of assignments. And if it's more than 72 hours late, you won't receive any credit for that. All right, so let's go back to our this particular page is just additional help with citing within a text, so your parenthetical citations and citing electronic sources. We have some other tools as we get to that point in the semester, but again, this is for you to return to if you just need that extra help. But you can always email me if you're struggling with that as well. The individual assignments all have their own spreadsheet rubrics or grading criteria. So I urge you to look at these before you turn in the assignments, just so that you know what you're going to be graded upon. All right. We went through Macomb's grading scheme, but this is just a link to a repeat of that, just in case you just want to keep it fresh in your memory, how the the percentage spreads break down into individual grades. And then finally, this is an important document. I've linked you directly to Canvas, but especially when I'm giving you comments on your drafts, where you're going to want to go back and see that screencast that I've created for you individually. You're going to go to grades. You're going to look for that individual assignment, and you're going to see that feedback. You'll click on it, and you'll be able to see that feedback. And as I said, you're going to notice that that feedback includes a link to a screencast. I gave you one other, this is just a student, another visual for it. This was generated from Canvas as well. But again, going into grades, clicking on that feedback, and being able to, find the assignment, click on the dialog bubbles, the comments will open to the right, and then you're going to see that link to your screencast. You might need to copy and paste that link, but you'll have access to it. But I think it's important to point out where it is that you're going to be able to find my feedback as the semester goes on. All right. Just as I said before, you're going to see that all of our weeks are laid out the same. Week, 1 through 8 are going to have view, read, review, and do. That mimics our syllabus. You'll always have a short video to get you into the week as a whole. You'll have your reading assignments. When you click on that, you'll see that it just gives you the reading assignments. And usually I've included a PowerPoint. The PowerPoint is often linked to the type of writing that you're going to do, but I've also got some PowerPoints that are just refreshers for grammar, punctuation, usage, just like I said, refreshers for you. This is where you'll see the kind of, like I said before, the handouts that I might give you if we were face to face. So this is going to lay out your literacy narrative for your first draft. You'll, obviously, improve that to make that your final copy. This gives you some ideas, and this just shows you the layout of MLA format. But again, these are the places that you're going to go to find out more about a particular assignment. And then down here are your assignments for the week. You're going to see the due dates for those assignments listed right below the assignments themselves. But within the directions for the assignment, often you're going to see, that due date again, whether it's in the description or you see it over here. This will give you the assignment as a whole. And like I said, what you're going to want to do is check out those due dates. Most of the time, you'll have a final couple of assignments due on the last day of that week spread. So in this case, the 14th. But you'll see that in other weeks, you've got some staggered due dates. So you just want to pay attention to that. I do send you a weekly reminder every Sunday morning or sometimes a Saturday afternoon just to keep you on track. But these are the ways that you're going to navigate through the course over this 8-week spread. If you've got questions after you've looked through things, again, I always encourage you to ask questions. I'm more than happy to provide you with an answer as quickly as possible. I look forward to working with all of you this semester, and I just encourage you to stay on task and enjoy these 8 weeks.